Changer d'attitude, te donner tout mon temps pour sortir de ma solitude. Et tu te méprends sur l'emprise que tu as sur moi. Je suis prête à faire n'importe quoi. Hey! Bonsoir tout le monde! Je m'ambiançais. Like I say, I was getting some good vibes before going live with you guys for the third day. Le troisième jour du challenge live des classes de français en ligne avec moi, Aurélie, sur la chaîne YouTube The French Formula Channel. Here you are with me. Third day. How are you? Comment ça va? How you doing? Okay, so, avant de commencer, avant de vous donner le sujet du soir, before starting with the topic of the day, bonjour, bonsoir, où que vous soyez sur la planète, j'espère que vous allez bien. Vous avez le chat, you have the chat available if you have any question or comment during the live or the replay. Little thing, don't forget, you need a Google account to be able to leave a comment. It's very easy. Just use your Gmail address, your Gmail account to get connected. It's extremely easy. If you don't feel comfortable, just create another Gmail account just for YouTube. Okay, so today we are going to talk about anglicisme et faux amis. Interesting topic, you will see. It will be pretty interesting. But before I really start, let me introduce myself for the one who are joining us here for the first time. Je m'appelle Aurélie. My name is Aurélie. I am a French teacher, born in France, living in the United States, and being able to teach my language and my culture throughout the world. Thank you to the internet. And I have been able so far to connect with amazing students, amazing people, just here to learn the language and expand their world. So I'm sure this is your case as well. You are here because you think that the French language can be an amazing asset for you in your life, create new opportunity, open new doors. You never know who you will meet. You never know what type of job you can do. You never know which country you're going to. Because remember, the French language is not only about France. There's so many other countries that speak French and a lot of other French learners all over the world. So this is a way for you to communicate with them. Let's jump into this topic. So, here you are. Les anglicismes et les faux amis. So, first of all, today's date. Nous sommes mercredi 5 octobre. Pip, 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 pip. Big up à ma sœur. So you see, I'm starting to use the first anglicism in my intro. Big up, big shout out to my sister. It's her birthday. So, mercredi 5 octobre. Bon anniversaire à ma sœur. Bon anniversaire, attention. Anniversaire is not especially anniversary. It's birthday, okay? So, mon anniversaire, my birthday. If you want to talk about anniversary as wedding anniversary, you will say anniversaire de mariage. So, les anglicismes. Les anglicismes is what we call the English words that slip into the French language. We use them without even noticing that they're English. They're so common in our language. Et les faux amis, fake friends, is that we call the cognates. They look very similar in both English and French, but they don't mean the same thing, so they can be a little bit tricky. Before I start with giving you some anglicism, right? I want you to tell me in the chat or in the comment below if you know some of them. Do you know any anglicism? Do you know any English words that we use in the French language? Or do you know any cognate? So any cognate will be, for example, a common is a library versus une librairie. They sound the same, the spelling is very similar, but it's not the same place. So it can create misunderstanding. So some common fact friend or cognate, you really want to know them. Okay. Why am I out of breath like this? Talking too fast. Okay. First, anglicisme. Business. Du business. French way. Business. So, it's what we call about une activité commerciale. We have other meaning than just activité commerciale, but that's going to be the main idea. So, for example, je fais du business, right? It will be a very common sentence in French. If you have any commercial marketing business job, okay, or activity. Best stuff. So we use that for a lot of, for example, music, IP. If you watch a show that's going to show the best songs of a certain artist or the best movies of a certain, it's what we call le meilleur de. So I'm going to show you, during this short lesson, that we actually have French words for those words. But in the common conversation, it's very common that you will hear English word. We have a comeback. So you will see that, as you know, French is always, will always put a gender in front of a noun. So it's going to be masculine or feminine. Comeback is actually masculine. Un comeback. Un comeback. Not a comeback. Un comeback. Donc, c'est un retour après une longue absence. Okay? We're going to talk about that, for example, for an artist, a singer, for example, or an actor that took a break and come back on the scene. Un crash. Un crash. C'est un accident violent. Donc, ça peut être un accident de voiture, un accident d'avion, un accident de moto. Donc, c'est l'idée d'un accident, mais qui est avec une connotation violente. Ensuite, on a un live ou en live comme aujourd'hui. Il fallait absolument que je vous donne cet exemple puisque je l'utilise. On va se mettre en live aujourd'hui. On va faire un petit live dans 1 heure. Okay, so commonly, I'm not going to say when I will promote my live, I'm not going to say je vais être en direct. I could, but I'm not feeling comfortable using that, right? So, but they do exist. And if you watch French TV and you watch, for example, a show en direct à la télé, the host will say en direct de, for example, live from. Donc, un live, c'est indirect, that's the noun, and en direct, en live. Maintenant, je suis en live sur YouTube. OK? Un autre mot, un challenge, un reto, comme on dit en espagnol. I just used it today during my Spanish lesson. That's why I remember. So I'm using it. Un challenge, c'est un défi. Donc, en ce moment, je fais un défi d'être sur YouTube tous les jours. Every day. That's my challenge. Mon défi, c'est de venir sur YouTube tous les jours faire une petite leçon de français pour vous, les apprenants de français. Un email. Alors, bien sûr, c'est très très commun d'utiliser ça en français. Very common. But we have a French word for that is un courriel, because a mail is un courrier. Donc, un courriel, or even better, un courrier électronique. Spanish speaker, they are going to recognize it because in Spanish is el correo electrónico. So you see, very similar. But if you feel more comfortable with email, that works in French 90% of the time, 100% of the time. Overbooké. Alors ça, c'est super anglais de dingue. Very, very Englishy. Englishy, does it exist? I just invent the word. OK. Overbooké, ça veut dire être très, 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 très occupé. Par exemple, je suis overbooké ce week-end. J'ai pas le temps de te voir. I don't have time to see you. I'm overbooked. OK? Ça veut dire I'm overwhelmed. I have so much to do. Super busy. Je suis overbooké. It doesn't mean that you actually book for events or stuff like that. It just means that you are extremely busy. Une deadline, we use it a lot also in the work environment. In French is une date limite, for example, pour un dossier, pour un projet, etc. La deadline de ce projet est le 10 octobre, par exemple. Un dress code, ça veut dire l'élément qu'on va nous donner pour nous dire, ok, à cet événement, à cette soirée, à cet endroit, voilà comment il faut s'habiller. Here, this is the type of clothes you have to put. Donc, vous pouvez l'avoir écrit sur une invitation. Le dress code est noir et blanc. Le dress code est formel. Ok, donc c'est comment s'habiller. C'est un dress code formel, par exemple, c'est une phrase avec un bel anglicisme bien au milieu. In the middle of it. Un coach, eh bien, un coach, ça s'utilise beaucoup en français, surtout maintenant, il y a plein de coachs. Il y a des coachs de vie, il y a des coachs de français, il y a des coachs de plein de choses. Eh bien, ici, on peut très bien dire un entraîneur quand il s'agit du sport, ou on peut dire un mentor quand c'est une personne qui nous aide à réaliser quelque chose. Okay, so here you have different, depending on the field, you will use either un entraîneur ou un mentor, quelqu'un qui vous aide. Okay? Do you know any other anglicism? There is so many. I didn't want to put too many because I didn't want to overwhelm you. I just wanted to show you some of them. I'll give you some more and then I will tell you something very interesting. So stay with me. Broadcast, bah maintenant on est en broadcast live. Anglicisme. On est clairement en diffusion en direct sur YouTube. That's 100% French. Un e-book, je l'utilise aussi. I use it as well because I have myself an e-book for a beginner that you can find on my website. You will find the link below thefrenchformula.com. But basically, what is an e-book? Ben, c'est un livre électronique. Okay, podcasting. Oh, that's my favorite thing to do. If you don't know me by now I'm telling you, I love podcasts and I do create podcasts. What I'm doing, je fais de la balado-diffusion de contenu pour les apprenants de français. So I'm creating podcasts, I'm creating balado diffusion pour les apprenants, for people who are learning French, podcasting. Actually, it is funny because for this example in particular, French speaker in Canada will use this term because one day I had a guest that's from Canada and he's doing podcasts as well, but he used the term balado diffusion. Alors, la morale de l'histoire, this is what I wanted to give you. What is the moral of the story? If you know those English words, even though you're not an English speaker, maybe you're a Spanish speaker, Italian speaker, German speaker, or any other language, well, you can already communicate in French. You can understand those terms and you can use them. So it is completely okay. Sometimes we're looking for words, we're looking for our vocabulary. Well, now that you know that a lot of the words that French people are using actually in France are actually coming from English. So that's pretty comforting, right? Now, les faux amis. So the fake friend, well, this is something that you have to watch out for because the thing is, it can cause une mauvaise compréhension. What does it mean? That means, like I said with the example with library, right? Is that you will want to say, oh, I'm going to the library, which is actually in French, une bibliothèque. If you tell me, je vais à la librairie, thinking in English, library, I will understand that you are going to a bookstore. So the fake friend can really create misunderstanding, and those are good, really, really important to know. and I have something for you. Stay tuned. This is what I want to share with you. On my website, look at this. Looks can be deceiving. I have made a while ago a video called Les Faux Amis, where I gathered some of the most common fake friends and I explained to you the difference. English and French, the different meaning, to make sure that you use them correctly. And right here you have a worksheet that you can download for free. And here, this is a PDF that you can have to print, where I had more to that, because in a video, you don't want to do a video that is too long. When you do a written document, you can put more. So this document actually, I've been able to collect more of those fake friends, those cognates. So please feel free. This is here for you. Take advantage of it. Go there, download it. This is for free. You just have to enter your email address and boom, you have access to it. It's PDF. I advise you to print it if you can, but if not, just have to have it a PDF on your computer or even your cell phone, and you will see that it can be very useful and it can become very handy in certain situations. I know that some of my students, because every time I create a document, I have in mind my own students. So I create documents for them and I share with the rest of the world, with the rest of the French learner, because I know it can be useful. So in this case, I know that some of my students, they had printed it, and when they make a mistake, then they go back to it. So the fact that you print it and you kind of like visualize, you can read, you can see, and I put for all of them a little sentence as an example that really help to remember. Practice makes not perfect. Practice makes improvement. That's what we want. We want to improve. So here today we want to improve with this lesson. We want to expand our vocabulary and we want to feel comfortable using some English terms when we don't know the French version of this term, and it's okay. And we want to know those cognates that can really create confusion and misunderstanding. Okay? J'espère que c'était clair. I hope it was clear. It was useful. Again, a very short and sweet lesson to give you some basic information on the topic that, of course, there is so much more to say. So if you want to continue this conversation in the commentary, can I say that? In the comment section below, please do so. I'll be happy to know what you have to share. You probably have a lot of anglicisms to share or fake friend that I don't mention in this video on YouTube. So you're already on the channel, go to Les Faux Amis or check the link in the bio, on the caption below. I made things simple for you. You just have to click. You're gonna go straight to the blog article and here you have your content. I wish you a beautiful night or day or whenever you are watching this live. Tomorrow we're changing time. Demain, nous changeons d'heure. Je vais faire la classe à 1h de l'après-midi ou 13h. I will do the class at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. New York, Miami. This is my time zone. So please join, come in. We are going to be here and we are going to talk about adverbs. We're going to talk about adverbs, how we make those adverbs, and you will see I will give you something like a little key on how to recognize it compared to English, and also how we make them. We have to know a little bit of our adjective. Well, I cannot say everything yet. This is tomorrow's topic lesson. I'll leave you with the little song that was playing before. I really like her. Bonne soirée. À bientôt. À demain. Bye. Amour fou.